So the Dolphins beat the Jets 11-6. That's
Ugh.
not scoregami. I remember a Steelers-Chargers game that finished 11-6, and it should have been worse, but for the fact that there was a late touchdown by Troy Polamalu. This was November of 2008, that incorrectly was taken off the board and resulted in many, many dollars swinging because it kept the Steelers from covering. But there was that late safety that actually, I think, allowed the Dolphins to cover the 3.5-point spread. So I would suspect many dollars swung yesterday on that late safety as the Jets tried to pull a Stanford band play. It felt like they were destined for overtime. It felt like they were destined for a tie, to the point where we did a little quick research on who gets the playoff berth if the Dolphins tie, and it would have been the Steelers sneaking in if they had tied that game yesterday. That's how uninspiring that game was.
Yeah. I mean, it was an ugly game. You had Skylar Thompson and Joe Flacco playing a quarterback, and it was exactly what you would expect from Skylar Thompson and Joe Flacco playing a quarterback, with all due respect to both of those guys. And look, I mean, Miami needed something positive. Right? They've not really been playing great football over the last month or so, and part of that has to do with the fact that their starting quarterback is out with a concussion. And so now, I mean, I don't know, Mike. I'm not really necessarily looking forward to seeing the Bills and the Dolphins play again, just because you have that uncertainty at quarterback. And even if it happens to be Teddy Bridgewater and he's better with his finger injury, I don't really know how competitive the Dolphins can be going up to Buffalo next week.
Here's Mike McDaniel from the aftermath of yesterday's victory on the question of whether Tua Tagovailoa will be ready to go this weekend against the Bills.
I will continue to take it day by day, and I will not even think about any sort of game, whether that's this year or next year, until he's fully ready to do so. And that comes with medical clearance. That's why the procedure is in place. So I haven't even thought about that. Ready for either quarterback against the Bills.
Kudos to Mike McDaniel for steering clear of any talk about whether and to what extent Tua is ready to go. There was a memo that was sent out in 2016 where Troy Vincent, then and now the Executive VP of Football Operations, told the teams, don't talk about guys in the concussion protocol. Don't speculate on when they'll be back. That adds pressure to them. They are focused on getting back. Let's not talk about when and how and if they may be back. And they have strayed from that. I asked the league about it this year, and it was one of those where they don't respond to me when they really don't want to deal with me, which is more often than not, frankly, and they think I'll forget about it and go away. And in that case, I did. But Sean McVay kept talking about Matthew Stafford, talking about concussion protocol and this, that, and the other thing. It's like, isn't there a rule that you're not supposed to talk about guys in the concussion protocol? Mike McDaniel realizes nothing good comes from this. We're going to take it one day at a time. The implication, though, Myles, is that if he's cleared, he's going to play. But will he be cleared? And this gets into the whole optics and PR, and after Damar Hamlin, do you really want to put Tua Tagovailoa back on a football field and put him at risk of another head injury? We saw the very scary one in Cincinnati. We saw the issue against the Bills in Week 3. Then we had that weird development on Christmas Day where his play suggested something was wrong, and the next day the coaching staff realized something was wrong, and he went to the protocol. This is just one of those where you wonder whether or not someone is going to put their thumb on the scale at some point to say he shouldn't be cleared to play.
Yeah, you do. And honestly, I think the way Mike McDaniel's handling it is right. You see this where he's saying day by day, and we were kind of making fun of Bill Belichick for doing that, in a press conference when talking about Mac Jones earlier. But whenever you're talking about somebody's availability, really that's what it comes down to, is the day by day thing. And especially if it's a head injury. So we're not talking about something that, you an ankle and it's, standard time is 4 to 6 weeks and it's this and it's that. This is his brain and this is his life. And I think that, unless and until Tua Tagovailoa is completely medically cleared, then he's got to keep being on the sidelines, and that's just something that the Dolphins are going to have to deal with.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.